Justice Smith with me. And we've got some great subjects today, I'm being told.
Yes.
And I know I've got some thoughts of my own, so I'm really fired up about today.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's start with the elephant in the room, the burning question that all of our viewers naturally have right now. Tell us about your earrings. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, they are really an unusual thing. They're made by Tiffany's.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiffany and Company, somebody suggested they'd like to have mesh earrings, and they didn't think it was possible to make mesh earrings out of, they're actually sterling silver.
Wow.
So they tried it, and they managed to do it. And I have the earrings, and I don't have the other parts on, but I have a necklace that's actually like a tie that comes around and you tie it and let it hang. And I have a bracelet, and they're all beautiful pieces.
Wow.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Absolutely. I got to nerd out a little bit here. Chain link, the kind of material that is recreating, comes from the medieval ages. And
it does.
It was used to protect these knights.
Right. They had it on their clothing.
That's right.
Yes.
And this is actually the origin of neckties that we wear all the time.
And it is a necktie.
That's right.
That the necklace is the look of a necktie.
That's right.
Just like that. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
And they would wear silk, and they would have it under their chain link. So if an arrow punctured them, it'll go through the chain link. But if you have the silk, you can pull the cloth to pull out the arrow safely, and it won't puncture as deep. So people would never think that silk would protect them.
Info I didn't know.
So they would wear those silk necklaces, and it evolved, and it became the modern necktie.
Wow, I love it.
Interesting?
It is. It is. And, being the fashionista that I am.
That's right.
I love that kind of information.
Yes.
Now I can share that with the young people.
That's right.
And all of you. You're hearing it here at Proverbs Media Group.
That's right. So let's get into our favorite subject, one of our big things we've been talking about for the last month or so.
Right.
Let's go to the first slide. All of these local and federal judges have been trying to block Trump from passing all these executive orders.
Did you hear the angels?
And guess what? The Supreme Court just passed it today. He can deport all the people he wants. He can continue with his program.
It was last night that they did that.
You're right.
And They did it last night. And the angels in heaven are singing because all of the people that have been murdered, drugged, killed in any form, attacked, raped, the babies that have lost their lives and stuff, that one more wonderful thing that the Supreme Court, realized that we cannot have the evil permeating our country. And they gave us, the president, permission and all those people that work with him to get them out of here. And we're not doing this willy-nilly with especially the really bad ones. We've got Bukele coming next week, who I'm a huge fan of his. I went to his inauguration in El Salvador last year. He's he loves the Lord. He prays about everything. His whole country stops and prays about things. And it's just amazing how we're coming together with these countries and realizing that it's through God that all of these wonderful things are happening. And every time, really seriously, every time something good like this happens in our country, it's like you can hear the angels singing.
That's right.
You know that God is happy. You know that God is pleased. It says in his word that he is pleased when we do well. And so that just makes my day.
Yes, and I got more.
Oh, I'm
more
ready.
More good news.
Hit me.
So Trump did this speech recently in front of the Rose Garden at the White House.
Right.
And he brought out this big old board. And the board showed every country that has a tariff against us, what their percent is, and what we have in a retaliatory tariff. So the left right now, they're all spewing, oh, we can't do tariffs. We're the ones that pay it. All this stuff. They're desperately unaware of the state of economy right now, how we're being tariffed by all of them, but we're not doing it back. So Trump's turning that around.
Right.
Does he actually want to tariff all these countries? No, it's an actual deterrent he's using. He's threatening to, in hopes that they're going to drop their tariffs so we can have an open economy. And what just happened was the EU came out, the entire European Union is
Right.
going to drop all their tariffs to 0%, and we will have open trade with Europe again.
Now, isn't that just, that's music to my ears? I can hear those angels again. I just love it. I mean, this is the way the world should be. We're supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves. And when you love somebody, you don't go up to them and say, you know, I'll do you a favor, but only if you do it for me first. Same thing. Same thing. Or you don't go up to somebody and say, well, you know how we've been friends and I always do for you and you do for me, you know? Well, I've decided in order for me to do it for you, you have to pay me so much money.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right.
We're no longer friends. So I think it's beautiful. And you know, those that fight against it are like the evil that's still permeating this country. There's going to be that. There's going to be those people to deal with. But the best thing we can do with them is let them stew in their own juices, because they won't be able to do it forever. They won't be able to do without us and what we have and what we're willing to do for them. They cannot manage it on their own, and they know it.
That's right. And the beauty of these tariffs is they're going to result in my third piece of Trump news. This man is going super hard about this. He wasn't joking. We heard the rumors before he ran. We weren't sure. Was he really going to get rid of federal income tax? This man is serious about it, and it's been in every speech he's given in the past couple weeks. I picture it. Once we get enough money coming in from the tariffs, it could be before the end of the year. He's going to announce new fiscal year, no taxes on our citizens. The biggest boom before our eyes. We're going to see the bull run of the universe. This is going to be the era of absolute prosperity in this country.
Yes.
And I couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, I'm thrilled for you. I'm thrilled for all the young people, not just my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, but all children. The difference that it's going to make in your life, that when you work for something and you get paid, that it's yours to deal with and to buy what you want. And the economy will be just absolutely wonderful. I'm looking forward to, and I don't think it's that far off, the rate things are going, I don't think it's far off before they start dropping the interest rate hugely and making a big difference there too. Because this is what the ultimate goal always is, to have it so that anyone can work hard. You have to work. We're not going to, the lazy thing is over. Yay.
Yeah.
And you have to earn your promotions in your job and work hard for it. Not just be a certain color or a certain nationality. And so once we get there, you know, it is going to be so beautiful that people can then decide, do I want a home? Do I want to invest in a large boat to live in or in a home? Or, you know, do I want to travel or do I want to fix up the house that I have? Because you'll have enough money to make fun decisions.
Right.
And the fun, though, has to come after the work.
That's right.
You know, I'm such a pusher because of wisdom warriors that we have now about, you know, we have to make sure that we earn our keep in this country. No more handouts. Forget the handouts. You know, God says in his word, if you don't work, you don't eat. This all is coming together.
That's right. And you're going to love this. You're talking a bit about DEI right now and how it's fading out. I had a talk with my girlfriend about DEI, and she's a very compassionate person. She wants everyone to be successful and happy.
Right.
And she was asking me, so like, what's wrong with it? I don't know too much about it. I understand that DEI is supposed to give people an opportunity who have been discriminated, who otherwise wouldn't be given that opportunity. I said, no, we live in a competitive market where you need the best of the best only.
Right.
We're dealing with people who are making missiles, and those missiles are dependent on the future of our country. We need the best people, not amateurs making these missiles.
That's
'cause
right.
We're trying to give them a leg up. I said, imagine this. We're looking at the Olympics. For hundreds of years, the Olympics have shown the top of the top fit people. Imagine if someone was to come along and say, you know what? Fat people have been discriminated against for a long time. They've had very tough lives. People are mean to them. They're not socially selected. They have all these issues. We need to make it fair. We need to throw in 20 fat people in the Olympics, and at least one of them needs to win a gold medal. What does that do to the prestige of the gold medal? If you have this person who's incapable of running for 1 mile, how are they going to win a gold medal? It's going to ruin the gold medal. So we can't be giving these illustrious positions to the college students. You have 10 white kids, perfect GPA. Then you have 10 colored kids who have average GPAs. And we're going to give them the chance? We're lowering the prestige of the degree.
We started that years ago, clear back when my kids were in school, when they started saying, well, now we're going to have blue ribbons and red ribbons, and like we've always had, for the best. But then we're going to have these other ribbons because everybody deserves one that participates. No, no. That's like saying, well, Justice, you're the COO of the company, but I'm going to make everybody COOs because they all work hard and deserve it.
Right.
Who would be running things then?
Right.
Right?
Right.
There's so many things, so many crazy things we could compare this to.
Yeah.
And we could make you all chuckle really good. But the point is, Justice is already laughing enough for all of us.
That's right.
And the point is that, there's a better way. And the way is what our wonderful president is instilling in people is that he wants you to fight for what you have. He wants you to work for what you have. He wants you to attain a bigger, better, stronger America. And in order to do that, we have to put the people in place that are capable, the most capable people in the positions for the job. I mean, I don't want no dentist doing brain surgery on me. No.
Yeah.
So, this is what it's about.
That's so right. And that brings us to our next segment. Could you bring up this next picture, Jacob? The Riley Gaines effect is what I call this. So, Fox headline, woman's disc golfer refuses to face transgender competitor days after fencer kneels in protest. You have this wave of female.
Oh, I love it.
And they're coming out and they're taking a stance against it. Riley Gaines Act, passed by Trump. You were there when it was passed.
Right.
Bans men from women's sports. Go to the next slide. I just want to show why this matters so much. Men and women are both exceptional, but we have differences. The current world record for the longest disc golf throw is 338 meters or 1,109 feet for a man. And it is 173.3 meters, 568.5 feet.
That's not that big of a difference.
Yeah, just about double. So it's not fair if some woman works hard her whole life to be the best disc thrower ever.
As
and
a female.
I show up, this average guy, and I throw it further just because I'm a dude.
You're not average. Let's get past that, okay?
So I absolutely applaud these women who are taking a stand, taking a knee, going against this weird woke nonsense. Good for them.
Okay, so message to all of you. Stand against all of this stuff. If these young women can finally stand up and be bold and say, no, you're not doing this to me. No, I'm not participating. No, because this is wrong. And they do it in a way that it is right there in front of God and everybody who's watching the events. Why aren't we doing that with everything? Remember, less than 2 years, we'll be voting again. And we're going to be voting to keep President Trump in office. Oh, no. You think he's there for 4 years? No, he's there only for 2 years, unless you go and vote for him by voting for senators and congressmen to still be conservative in this country. If you let them win the other two branches, President Trump has no strength. He has no power. He has no ability to overrule what the Democrats would do. Now, you've seen what the Democrats do. You know, God was gracious. He let us suffer through 4 years of people that had no clue how to run a government and couldn't. And one was senile, one was nuts.
Which was which?
Woo! You pick. I mean, neither one of them had any sensibilities about what was right and wrong. You know, we can sit here and laugh and joke, but the reality is the reality. They didn't. Other people were running this country, and I believe and I hope and pray that they do go through with having a council and figure out who was really running the country. And they should be in jail, number one. And number two, once they figure that out, they should make null and void everything Biden ever signed, including some of these crazy judges he put in place, supposedly. He did it. No, we need to get rid of everybody that was behind it, all the culprits, and we need to change it and give President Trump the last 4 years that he deserved by allowing him to overrule everything he ever did. I can't wait.
That's right.
Not because I want to be vindictive, but because my friends in Christ and all the people in this country deserved so much better in those 4 years. This country has a beautiful background. Have we made mistakes? Yes. Have we done things that we're not proud of? Yes. But if we can overrule what was done in the last 4 years that was done illegally, unjustly, unfairly, is there another word I'm missing?
That hit it right on the head. Ungodly.
Ungodly. Thank you. There was one.
Yes.
The most important one.
That's right.
And so let's make sure that we all, stand up and write your congressman, write your senator, write everybody and say, we don't want to, that shouldn't be allowed. What are you going to do about it? When are you going to get something going where these people must pay for their actions? And everybody knows, my mantra is, you have to pay consequences for your actions. I have to, you have to, we will all stand before Jesus. But we need to do it here and now so that we can help people understand you don't just get away with a slap on the hand anymore. You pay for the consequences for what you do.
That's right. And I want to touch back on this sports thing a little.
Okay.
When we talk about someone like Riley Gaines, other than her, maybe you can, but I can't name a single swimmer. I couldn't. Michael Phelps. Who else? I think that's it.
What's her name?
Exactly.
What's his name?
Oh, yeah, that one.
What's his name?
They, them.
It's a he.
Lena Thomas Lena, something like that. I don't know. Leah.
No.
The one that Riley Gaines had to swim against.
Well, that one and the one that is now pretends to be a woman that we saw at the inauguration.
Oh, he swam? I thought he was a runner. Bruce Jenner?
Wasn't he a swimmer?
He was an Olympic runner.
Oh, he was an Olympic.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So
Point in case, though, is that there's not many. I don't know who these swimmers are. I don't watch swimming.
Well, you can tell I know them all. I just proved that.
And to the person right now who might be on a swim team or on a sports team or in any field of life, and they feel this pressure that they're being asked to do something woke. They don't want to lose their sponsorships. They don't want to get canceled. They don't want to lose their scholarships. So they're going to go with the program, whether or not they swim or not. and they keep doing what they're doing. I don't know who these people are. I'm never going to hear about them. I'm going to go the rest of my life without hearing about them. If a person risks it all and stands up, that's when I hear about them, and that's when the world hears about them. You look at Riley Gaines. If she actually just kept swimming and did nothing about it, she said nothing, went with the flow, she would have came in second or third place. I definitely wouldn't have heard of her. But because she went out and she made a statement, she became a part of the Trump administration. The Riley Gaines Act got passed. She played a part in shaping this country's future.
That's right.
Her legacy got so much bigger. So this is about legacy. When people stand for what's right, in the face of taking a huge risk, they enter their true destiny.
But see, that's exactly what the Bible teaches us. Okay? Look at the disciples. They followed Jesus. Sure, they got to see all the good stuff, but they also had to give up their families and go away. They risked their lives daily because many people hated Jesus, and especially the people that were in charge and the people that were in control of the country. Why else would they have put him on a cross than if they hated him? So wouldn't they hate the people that went after him then and spoke on his behalf? They all ended up in prisons. They all ended up beaten, and all but one of them ended up dying at the hands of people because they loved Jesus. This is what it's about. When will we all understand that Joe, John, Susie, Patty, whoever's out there, whoever's in this room, we all need to stand for Christ in our beliefs, and we all need to take action like they took action. Quit yammering about it. Quit talking about it. Quit reading about it. Quit watching views about it, except for ours. But seriously, my point is this. Be the one that stands up and says, no, I'm not going to go buy that anymore if that's who they are, you know? And I'm so glad we talked about this today. I think this is a major thing to me because these women are setting a standard that's high. Can you reach it? Are you willing to reach it? Are you willing to save the children of this country and the future of this country by standing with them and behind them, and for many other reasons in this country?
That's right. That's so right.
What else you got for me today?
Well, Mr. Jacob, can we take it back to our first slide? Just the PMG. We're bringing it home. Elaine, I understand there's a lot of projects you're working on, a lot of big things that are coming for PMG, whether it be our documentaries, our community work, all of the kinds of things that we like to get involved in.
Right.
What's on your heart currently? What's the most pressing issue?
What's the most pressing issue on my personal heart?
Mm-hmm.
That would be my daughter's illness.
Mm-hmm.
And the knowledge and wisdom that God helped me and my family gain, that I want the rest of the country to gain. The ability to, we're trying to reach out to Robert Kennedy, and we will. He's going to be in Phoenix today. And we've sent him some stuff. The ability to stand up and do what I'm telling them to do. I just got through saying take action. We are taking action. We are fighting against these insurance companies that are refusing to pay for the treatments when it's all been accepted. It's all been approved by the Drug Administration. Everything is as it should be. It's something that she needs for her life, and yet they're denying it. I hear every day almost, I hear of my pastor's wife being denied for x-rays, a friend who was denied for help, a person that went into the hospital with a broken arm, and they said, you know, you'll have to come back tomorrow because the insurance company won't let us keep you here. It was a leg. And so whether you can walk on it or not, you have to go home tonight. Now, these are the things people are dealing with every day in this country. And it all started back when Barack Obama decided to change and make better. No, we have gone downhill so bad in our medical. We've scared off doctors with all of the threats that they get. We ruined our own ability to make good decisions because we believed in COVID and we did things we never should have. It's horrific. But again, God can cure anything. With prayer, please be praying about all this stuff. With prayer, God will change the direction of medicine and medical and judicial and everything in this country. All the things that are the most out of whack, shut them down. Start over. You know, if you had a business, let's look at our business here. We're doing great. We're just shining. Our numbers are rolling in. The people love everything that you do and respect me. I love it. Okay. But let's say the business went south and it wasn't doing any good, you know? And so we tried to figure out what it was, and we find out that, you know, people weren't